HTV Today, Houston Television's showcase of city government. Let's go.
Woo! You supposed to say woo, Terry. You just can't leave me hanging.
Woo woo.
All right. So, welcome back. Another HTV Today. Executive producer Mariana Oyenguren in the house with the camera, videotaping. Terry again on the board, doing it.
Working it out.
All right. City of Houston, HTV Houston Television. So, we have a special guest in the house. Our first season was all HTV employees, and we were boring and tired. Nobody wanted to do it. So now we're on to the real stuff, the real people, that, other employees for the City of Houston doing great things. So with me today is Dr. Hope Waobikeze.
Great. Hi.
I got it.
Yes. Good morning.
All right. So let me just read this a little bit, because this is a lot of deep information. I mean, you have some incredible experience, right? So you currently serve as the Chief Financial Officer, Assistant Director of the Houston Public Library System. Dr. Hope is a member of HPL, Houston Public Library, Executive Leadership Team.
Yes.
Your career with the City of Houston dates to 1993, encompasses 6 departments, and spans 5 mayoral administrations. Dr. Hope inched her way up the career ladder with an average of 2-year increments between positions before choosing to serve as the Chief Financial Officer of HPL in 2007. Man.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah.
Incredible career. I also read in here, there's a lot more great information in here, but you are a TSU grad.
Yes.
All right. There you go.
TSU in the house.
3 TSU folks here. All right. Texas Southern. All right, so before we really get started, before I get into your background, your last name is from what country and what does that mean?
So I am originally from Nigeria.
Okay.
My last name is Waobikeze, which means the tribe of the royalties, the children of royalties, and that's my husband's name that I inherited. So I came from Nigeria, and Igbo. In tribe.
Igbo.
Yes.
All right. All right, so let's get into all the meat, right? Because HTV Today, this show is about city employees and the great things that you all are doing as individuals for the city, right? So we focus on you all. So you said you were from Nigeria, but give us a little bit more information about, Nigeria and then how you made it to the U.S.
So I came to the United States, Houston, Texas, in 1987 on a track scholarship to Texas Southern University. And that's where, so Houston is like my first home, away from home. I've been in Houston since then. When I came here, of course, the culture and everything was a little bit of an adjustment for me. So being a track athlete, I've traveled a lot inside the Nigerian community and outside the country before I came here. So Houston was my first base, and being here with a trial scholarship at TSU, I was an All-American. And for 1989, we won All-American for the NC2A.
Okay.
For Texas University, yes.
Oh, great. Now, before I continue, I just had to say one thing. I noticed you don't put your headphones on. What's wrong with that? You don't want to be part of the media family? No, I'm just kidding. I'll wear the headphones.
I'm trying not to mess up my hair.
Hey, I'm with you. Yeah, I know, right? I'm about to get in trouble. He's like, hold on, did he just say that? Don't go that. Don't say that. Don't go that way. Leave that alone. All right. So you went to Texas Southern University. So how did TSU, a local college here, prepare you for what you're doing today?
So really, being at TSU was more like my first formal education. Because being in Africa, the focus for me, because of my financial background, I have a very limited financial background growing up. So education was not a priority in my family. And because of that, so when I came to TSU, that was more like my first formal education. So it was more like being at home because I was very comfortable in the environment that I came in. I had a lot of challenges, of course, with trying to read and trying to adjust to the language and the English that came with it, because I grew up with a British English. So coming here with American English was totally different. The way we say things are different. The way we spell are different. Like when we spell color in the British, we put U on it, but here they did not. So it was a lot of repeating classes, trying to focus on taking some of those classes that I think was going to help me with the great foundation that I need. So I did take a lot of classes outside of what I would normally take. I took a lot of communication classes. I took a lot of English classes, additionally to what I needed to do just to get adjusted to this country, because I knew this was gonna be home for me, and the sooner I do my background, my foundation laid down correctly, the better it's gonna be for me.
Right.
So
right.
that's what I did.
And you took communications courses, so that was what I took at TSU. So did you have Dr. Ulasi?
Yes,
You
you know,
did?
Dr. Lassie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did drama, I took a lot of communication classes, and I did that in order to learn how to speak properly, but try to make sure I get acquainted with the language and the culture that I was in.
Excellent, excellent. So you have other degrees. Can you tell us your other degrees that you have?
So when I was at TSU, of course, I came in to do finance. My first degree was in finance at Texas Southern University. But when I finished TSU, because of that being my first formal education, I went back to Houston Baptist University to get a second bachelor's degree. So Houston Baptist University was where I actually began my college, from the way I look at it, education. So I got my second bachelor's degree in accounting.
Okay.
So after that, then I went to Our Lady of the Lake University to get a MBA in management. Of course, I didn't want to stop, because once I started with the education, I was kind of feeling good about it. So I needed to go all the way. And my getting my doctorate degree was just to show the youth of Africa what is possible. So that's why I went ahead and did my doctorate. So I got my doctorate in leadership.
Yeah, and it's great because Houston has the largest Nigerian population in the country.
Yes.
Talk about the Nigerian community here in Houston.
So because of the way I grew up and my background, I'm greatly involved in the Nigerian community. And I position myself in as a point of contact for most of the immigrants that are in this country, to kind of show what is possible and how hard work can pay off, and
Right.
how you can actually do the actual work without having to cheat the system. So that is one of the reasons why I believe my second degree, bachelor's degree, made a big impact on me, because I needed to do that to show that no matter what happens, you can still go in and relearn what you think you know.
Right.
So I
right.
was able to go back in and get another bachelor's degree from a different system, to kind of know that I needed to have that solid foundation. So Nigerian community and African community as a whole is where I get engaged in. I love the culture, and I maintain the culture, even being in this country. In my job with the city of Houston, I'm always dressing in my cultural outfit. So any opportunity that I get, I tend to talk about diversity, and then how important it is, and how important it is for us in this country to work hard. And most of the Nigerian communities and African community trying to tell them, and it is possible to work for the government, to work for city of Houston, because we are here.
Right.
And we are making impacts. We are working every day. We are paying taxes, so we can get involved in the government of Houston as a diverse community, to show that Houston is actually as diverse as we think it is.
Okay, and kind of following that, so you are a chief financial officer.
Yes.
So in layman's terms, for people taxpayers who never worked for the government, who sometimes, they won't fix the streets, they won't do this.
Yes.
Kind of explain what you really do, and how does that impact us as citizens, you being a chief financial officer?
So HPL, Houston Public Library, is my sixth department. So I've been around the city department, so I cannot see how the structure of the city works.
Okay.
When I had my most impact to understand the impact of construction and taxpayers was when I was at GSD. But GSD, of course, being their maintenance and maintain city buildings. When we had the Heck Center, I was involved in trying to build
so I could have went to you when it's cold over here. It's
Yes.
too cold.
So what I want to tell some of the Houston citizens is that when you live in Houston, most of the revenue